Shall we? I think we shall. Hello folks, calls 9:30, no not 9:30, 9 o'clock Sunday night UK time. Yeah, I said 9:30 because Mel's had a daddy nap. Big Sunday dinner, had a bit of a daddy nap. Only got up about half an hour ago, still a little bit sleepy. I see loads of people watching. Greetings and salutations at 9 o'clock Sunday night UK time. It is time for the Sunday Nighter, your chance to ask me questions. And with that in mind, the Google Doc is open, links down below. Yeah, if you've got any terrain related questions, get them in the Google Doc and we'll hammer into those in just a little while. And in the meantime, we'll just have a bit of a natter. So how are you folks? I see lots of people chatting. Right, let me do that. I'm just messing around with my screen so I can see you're chatting. Yeah, pull that out to there. Calm down. And get my Google questions and whack them there. So, oh, it's so good. So good. There we are. Right. Lee, down under? Down under what? Bourbon cookies? Oh, I like the idea of bourbon cookies. So yeah, a little bit dozy because I had a bit of a daddy nap. These Sunday nighters. Yes. They're sort of like I look forward to them, but at the same time, I'm always conscious that, you know, Sundays, you can't completely wind down because I've got the Sunday nighter. Now, I have been a busy boy this weekend, but not, my radiator's still on, but not actually doing terrain or anything. Yeah, Mel has been painting. And I've been starting to put together my Blood Bowl guys, because I'm playing it with Corbin. Nice Family Guy shirt, thank you, buddy. I'm starting to get to the stage where I need more shirts. Yeah, Kerry keeps nicking them. Right, now, quick update on the book. It's going swimmingly. Dave's buggered off on holiday for his annual holiday. I'm just cracking on. The texturing stuff's done. We're working on the hills at the minute. The writing's going really well. There's not much more I can tell you. To be perfectly honest, I do need a haircut. So, right, I'm starting to see questions come in. Need more questions though, guys. Oh, well, this is going to be a short show. But yeah, I've been doing a bit of painting lately. And gaming. Started to sort of like just roll some dice again. I am not the best painter in the world, of course. By a long shot. But I can get paint on a model reasonably well. Thanks for Thursday in the studio. That should be a bit more of a regular thing now. First time viewer here, have you decided on how do you decide the thickness of an MDF based board for your modular maps? For modular maps, if it's base tiles, then generally I go with batten boards or MDF boards, i.e. laser cut MDF boards, the solid ones. If you just want to whack it down straight as a piece of MDF that's cut, you're looking at least 12 mil. Will it be a online book or a real one? It is very much a real one, Andy. Because I've been signing a lot of real stickers to go with it. A lot of real stickers. Hi Mel, you're a happy chappy these days. I am. Fantastic to see power to you, buddy. Can't wait for the book to hit the shelves next year. I'm an ex-barber. Give me 4 hours and I'll be there. I don't need barbering skills, mate. I just need a grade 1. Army style barbering. Oh, go and get the binder out of it. How much? Bloody binder is it? Oh, back to pigment. That was bad. Wow. A lot of binder in that one. Whenever you leave paint sitting for too long, they can separate. An army painter paints, they separate like you wouldn't believe. Right, I've got about 4 questions, so I'll crack on in a minute. But in the meantime, I'll give a go. Just getting a bit of paint on these models. Oh. It's so hot here at the minute. Why is that window? Give me 1 second just to open that window, because I could have swore I opened it before the show. Oh. I'm wondering why I'm sweltering. Kaz? I know why it's so hot. Because someone set the thermostat for 25 degrees. Kerry. 25 degrees. I'm sitting here wondering why I'm melting. And the thermostat's like a couple of degrees off the surface of the sun in dad terms. That's funny, you just said binder and I just got done rewatching the Back to Basics. Let me quickly do this guy's eyes and his throat. Yeah, baba. Yeah. Oh, I got it on his armor. Did it. Pez. So yeah. No wonder I am melting. 25 degrees. This is where we cue all the jokes about dads and thermostats, isn't it? Because there is a whole barrage of them at the end of the day. Whoa. That's a rubbish light to paint by. In fact, I can't paint by that light. Can't see what I'm painting. Damn. That kibosh is that idea. Oh, right. He's melting. I am proper melting. There we go. Right. Mel, I'm sure you've seen the Pedion modular terrain at conventions. Is it any good? Yeah, it's good stuff. I've seen it. To be truthful, I've seen it all over the world. I've seen it in the UK, and I've seen it in Adepticon. So yeah, it's good stuff. Right. Shall we have a look at some questions, eh? I think that's the plan. It's very much joke on melt time. It's hotter than that in Michigan right now. Yeah, but you've got air conditioning. You see, I discovered this. You can bang on about how hot it is wherever you are. Yeah, I'm sure it is hotter than Britain. But you guys have air conditioning. We don't. Mel, do you have a preferred make of acrylic paints? Depends on the type of acrylic. But generally for my artist acrylics, I like Galleria. Kaz? Kerry? There we go. Oh. No, most folks do not have air conditioning. We have windows that open. Everywhere I went in Chicago had air conditioning. Right, shall we get stuck into some questions? I think so. Alright, Dan's asking on YouTube. So remember guys, if you've got any questions for me, links down below. Same as if you're enjoying the show, there's links down to Patreon. Send in a one-off tip via PayPal or the studio kit list. If you enjoy the show, feel free to support it, guys. Right, so Dan's asking, so I'm making some large orc junk piles. I've used a large chunk of foam and I'm gluing on stuff from my Bix box. Question, what glue should I use? Right, so when gluing bits, what's the best glue for gluing bits? Generally, you've got two options, okay? You're either looking at hot glue, yeah, because hot glue will pretty much stick anything to anything and will fix really quickly, which is good for bits. Yeah, or if hot glue is a bit too bulky for you, then really you want a gel super glue. Not a liquid super glue, but a gel one. When you're gluing bits on, it can be difficult to get them to meet neatly, and so joins are often irregular. So a gel super glue or hot glue bridges that gap. Yeah, and gel super glue works quite nicely on small bits. Avoid PVA in this situation. PVA doesn't work that well with plastic bits, and when you're gluing a lot of little bits on with PVA, it's just going to get messy. Things are going to be falling off, you know. So I would avoid that if I was you, Dan. Yeah, and go for either hot glue for your large bits or a gel super glue for your smaller bits. If you don't really fancy going with the gel super glue, middle ground is silicone sealant. It's not technically a glue, but it will stick things to things and it will stick plastic to foam and that sort of stuff quite well. But it's also got enough sort of adherence when it's wet that it will hold things in place whilst they dry. Oh, pardon me. Right, next. So, I hope that answers your question, Dan. As always, links down below if it's useful. Yeah, Vanguard's asking, have you tried using Merlin's Magic Plaster? It promises very high strength and seems to be a good choice for us 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 folks. This is another one of those powder questions. Merlin's Magic, is it dental powder, I think? They use it for making moulds of teeth, for dentures and stuff like that. I've not tried it. I've heard it's strong. Not sure how strong it is compared to Cristacal. Merlin's Magic Powder PSI. Right, okay, so just checking on Hertz Arts what they're saying about. Oh, thank you, Duck. Right, Merlin's Magic. Very strong, about 14,000 psi compressive strength. What's Cristacal? Merlin's would appear to be much stronger than Cristocal, according to this. Where's Cristocal? Actually, no, Cristocal R comes in at 14,000 as well. So, yeah, Merlin's Magic is fine. And in the UK, we use Cristocal R. They're both, I mean, Cristocal comes in 12 to 14,000 PSI compressive strength. And Merlin's Magic is 14,000. So they're the same. Yeah. Should be fine, mate. Absolutely fine. Right. That was an easy one. Never actually used it though, obviously, with it being a US powder. Bill is asking, what is concrete clay? Okay, I don't know. Never heard of it. I'm guessing. Never heard of it. There's apparently a band called Concrete and Clay, but I've never heard of concrete clay. Ah, there's tubs of it here. Cement clay. What's that then? It's a high-hole water-based styling clay. Right, okay, first off, that's not the clay I was on about. Either decorating for need bucket. Alright, right, we might have found something. A fine-grained, quick-drying, low-dust casting material, which is simply... Okay, so it's a casting powder. More information, what is it? Synthetics. Never used it, mate. Never used it. But it'll just be a casting powder of some sort. An especially hard one. Sorry I can't be more use, Bill, but I mean... When it comes to these casting powders, once you move into the realms of Merlin's Magic and Cristocal, you know, the concrete clays and anything stronger, I mean, what are you casting with it? Do you know what I mean? I mean, we're only making Wargames terrain here. You did, yeah.
So in our
right. I just want to thank you for your air dry tutorial. Follow the instructions, build a diorama base without cracks or notable shrinkage. Nice one. Bit of damp toweling. Pardon me. Right, okay. I'm on question 4 of 7 here, guys. I am flying through them. I've used spackle, polyfiller to you. Actually, polyfiller is a brand. Yes, filler is the material. Yeah, I've used spackle for making Adobe textures on Spanish and Southwestern style buildings. It's been... Oh, thank you, Vanguard. Cheers, buddy. It's been criticised as being out of scale, but I say otherwise. I don't know how Adobe texture is in or out of scale. I worked in construction and know that Adobe has white and weird places for points. What's your thought on Adobe style texture? Well, I mean, Adobe style texture, you're essentially talking like the Wattle and Daub effect that you get with Medieval, yeah, where that, you know, you're layering on, you know, a mixture of earth, clay, dung, and straw, yeah, or other materials. You know, I remember watching this documentary on Africa, and they were building out of, I think they were building out of literally clay, earth, clay, animal dung, and old grass. Yeah, so it's a common recipe that's been used from medieval times, and it's been used on different continents. Being out of scale. Well, you see, the one thing that I throw at anything like this is, yeah, I'd say we're working on 28 mil, which for the case of argument, yeah, is, let's say it's 1/60th, okay, or 1/60th scale. At that scale, any texturing on any walls would be invisible. They would be completely smooth. Yeah? I mean, you think about it. For a 1/60th scale, for a grain of sand or a little rock on your base to be a millimetre across would mean that at real scale, it's 60 times that, or 6 centimetres across. So 6 centimetres scales down to 1 millimetre. Yeah? So a little bit of rough, couple of creases and a bit of an adobe spackle scaled down, you're not going to see it. You might as well do them completely smooth. Now the other day is, what you call it, the other side is, well, people turn around and go, oh, well, you know, it's too much of a heavy texture. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's not done for those aesthetics. It's done to provide us with a chance to highlight it, to give it a look. I mean, I always point out this. Anyone who points out something on your terrain isn't right at scale, just point out at what you call it, 28 mil, you technically shouldn't be able to see someone's eyes. So if any of their models have eyes, or if any of their, what you call it, if any of their weapons, yeah, have holes in them, no, that's out of scale. There's no way you get a barrel hole showing up at the right scale. Just throw that back at them. Yes, I got a bit of does me that when people pick on terrain and stuff like that. It annoys me, to be perfectly honest. Because it's like, look, we forgive scale in so many different things, and everyone thinks it's absolutely right. I mean, for example, okay, most weapon barrels, yeah, let's say any sort of rifle, what's that, about a centimetre across? The actual barrel itself, maybe large barreled, maybe 2 centimetre for a squad weapon. That would be a hair's breadth at true scale. Think about it, it'd be 60 times smaller. So technically you wouldn't have barrels on any of your weapons because they'd be too small to perceive. So if anyone ever gives you any grief, yeah, about the scale of your texturing of your terrain and you're playing 28 mil or smaller, pass them a set of clippers and tell them to clip all the barrels off their weapon, because at normal at the scale you were playing at, you wouldn't be able to see them. So they're obviously far too out of scale. Yeah, there. Yeah, use that one. Right. I read somewhere that ancient Rome was largely built in Watland Daub. I can be wrong though. No, I mean a lot of buildings back then were. Because it worked. And you didn't need to build them out of brick. Right. My wife always gives me grief about modelling, Mal. Calm down, lad. Rory, you're talking scale again. In which case, pass her a pair of clippers. Then again, she probably would take the barrels off your weapons. So don't. Norman's got a book-related question. Mel, is your signature staying consistent on your stickers? Yeah, yes. I've noticed after I've been doing a few, it starts to sort of, what's the best term? Sort of, the peaks don't peak as well as they used to. You know what I mean? Yeah, they smooth out a bit, but it is still my signature. And I'm on question 7 of 7 already. Easy show tonight. Jake's asking, I've been watching your videos and fancy starting making a World War II diorama. Not really sure what to make though. Any good ideas where to start? If you want to make a World War II diorama, then you need to go and do a bit of inspiration, decide what you want to show off, mate. I mean, that's so dependent on what your interests are. Do you want to show off troops, armour? Do you want to, which part of the world, which scale? Because that's what diorama making is. The idea that I want to show that picture, but in a 3D form. You know what I mean? Oh, people have jumped on with the questions. They're panicking. Who mows the lawns in wargaming? I can tell you who mows the lawns in this house. It's Corbin. Occasionally. We should arrange Terrainiac meetup after the book launch so we can compare signatures. That'd be evil. That'd be evil. No. I'm quite confident. The middle S in both disappears occasionally if I'm going very fast. But other than that, and the M's are always perfect. Should take the head off. Right. Okay. Right, I've got one more question at the minute. So let's give this a go. Super Ego, watching on YouTube. How would you go about building breakable items? So, for example, a WWE table that can be broken and then reset. Or would it be easier just to have 2 different ones? I've got plans for Rumble Slam. I go with 2 different ones. I often think that when it comes to breakable items, not just breakable items, quite a lot in terrain, you'll have this situation where you might have a cottage that is full and then a fire damage or a raised cottage. Trying to do, trying to come up with a piece that can be flipped from one to the other can be quite challenging, to be perfectly honest. I mean, generally what people do is they take the roofs off and just have smoke coming out of it as a symbol that it's been raised. But it's a lot easier just to have 2 different pieces. Yeah? And so that's how I would approach it. If you want to make breakable terrain, have the full piece and then have the broken piece, because that way, making it modular or making the ability to flip between one or the other isn't dependent, doesn't restrict the build, if you know what I mean. I can't do this because it's got to have something so that when it goes, it becomes breakable. Just make 2, mate. Yeah, make a nice one, make a broken one. Yeah, and just swap them out. James is asking, how is the Big Burma build going? Or is it taking a back seat for the book? It's been pushed back a little, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, just while I'm working on these rocks for the channel content and working on the book. But it's going, the roads are there. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Like that, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go lie down, mate. Oh. Right. What?
Hello there.
Should we tell them you're grounded? Because of your boyfriend? Shall we talk about your boyfriend? Right, come on. Shift.
My school friends watch this.
Well, they know about your boyfriend as well, don't they?
Yeah?
Alright, then there's no problem. Everyone knows about your boyfriend. Willow's got a boyfriend.
Go see that. There you go.
Did you know that Robin Hood was likely a Yorkshireman? Alright then. Go on then. I was watching an old episode of Top Gear and they drove through Stoke. God help them. That looks like a Christmas jumper. It probably is a Christmas jumper, to be perfectly honest. Right. Got a couple more questions. So yeah, the Burma build, it has taken a bit of a backseat. I'm just focusing on the book for the next month or two, guys. Get that nailed. Inquisitive Beetle, what did you do for your birthday? I don't remember. I think I just sat. I wrote. I worked on the book, if I remember correctly. And for my present, I sponsored All Call Signs Community RV down in Portsmouth. Making his daughter embarrassed. Just what a dad should do. Right. So, questions done? Yeah. Several places lay claim to Robin Hood. Stoke all lay claim to Robin Hood. He was a Stokey. I mean, he was a robber. The documentation is quite convincing. Oh, it's Robin Hood. Could be anything. You know what these things are like. Mel, as you work on your book, have you made to the experience that hours just fly away? Yeah, when I'm working on terrain, that happens quite a lot anyway. You know, time does fly quickly. You know what I mean? Right. Okay, let's double check that. Because I don't want to miss anyone.
Yeah.
Right, is it bedtime now, darling?
Yeah.
Tell your brother it is as well, please.
Love you, darling.
Love you, Daddy. Sure.
Come on. Yeah, just dance, that's cool. Right. What is going on with the new chair fund? I don't know, because we've got the new chair. I'll be honest with you, we're doing the book and everything. I haven't sort of gone back and looked at stream targets and stuff like that, and we've just let them tick along. I've only just started mentioning that there is links down below if you want to support the show. Yeah. And so I need to update and get us a new, a new stream target, to be truthful. Hey, Brawley. Is there going to be 3D printed terrain in the book? I forgot. It's mentioned, but the book isn't about 3D printed terrain. No more questions? It's going to be a short show tonight. We're going to need something to talk about, folks, calls. Because I haven't got the light to paint, unfortunately. And to be perfectly honest, it's too bloody hot. They turn that thermostat up again. One second. Kids, keep your hands off the thermostat. There you are. I have a horse thieves into my English heritage. Everyone's talking about Robin Hood. Nothing other than that. Jez saying he enjoyed the Thursday show in the studio. I did as well, to be truthful. Where did you get your new chair from? I got it from Argos. And is it any good? Yeah, it's great. It's lovely and comfy. A bit too comfy, to be truthful. Classic thermostat dad. I'm melting here. Someone has managed to change the normal settings on the thermostat to 25 degrees. Yeah, so it's no wonder the entire house is melting. Best Robin Hood so far, Martin Potter. I'm not much for the whole Robin Hood thing. Mel, a young girl came into the shop yesterday. She is from Warrington. She said she knew Stoke well. Small world. Warrington is a small world. Warrington's the small village on the outskirts of Stoke where the children go to school. Oh. Mel's on the change. I hear you, miniature misfit. Hey, Will. It's us who changed the thermostat. I could do with -2 degrees, to be truthful. I am melting. Men in tights. No, what you call it? Maid Marian and her merry men. That was the best one. That's by far the very best Robin Hood there's ever been. Yeah. So Maid Marian and her merry men, if you've never come across it, it was a BBC children's TV series with a spin on it where Robin Hood was this useless twonk, yeah, and Maid Marian actually ran the gang. I've got the front window open and the fan on as well. We don't do well in this weather, us Brits. Maid Marian with Tony Robinson. That's the one. Yeah, Mel, do you have an ETA on the completion of the book and where I can get it? The book should be out in retail early next year. Yeah, backers are predicted to get their copies when? February, if we're on schedule. Which we should be, because we are, you know what I mean. Nah, Tom, it wasn't. Weetabix? Robin Hood Weetabix on YouTube. Right, okay. Okay, if you say so. There's a lot of spin-off Robin Hoods coming up. Okay, James is asking, hey Mal, I want to set up a little studio. Any advice? There's a whole video of advice, to be perfectly honest, in the Back to Basics, I think. What advice would you give for a small studio? Depends what you're doing it for. I mean, if it's for yourself, then, you know, focus on the things you need. Focus on storage for your terrain and all that sort of stuff. If it's commercial, then that's a completely different beast. Yeah, and a small studio might not be the best idea. I mean, if you're setting up a small studio for yourself, I would probably recommend... Obviously, you're going to want a working area. Yeah, you're going to want a dirty working area as well for your sprays and that sort of stuff, tied up to an extractor, studio space. Let's cough. Plenty of shelf space to keep your liquids off the floor, of course. It's really difficult to answer a question like that without knowing what you're doing in it. Pardon me, folks. Right, James is also asking, will there be a section in the book on improving cheap plastic terrain? There's various bits in the book on improving pre-bought and stuff like that. So, yeah, that should be covered, mate. Different TV, yeah, it was, mate. Yeah, watch that. I hope that my book will be available next year at Adepticon. It should be. Dave's was this year, and we're following a similar release timescale, so it should be there, guys. Okay, Crawley's asking, do you know of any terrain material shops exist in the UK or even worldwide? A bricks and mortar shop that you can go and get all your terrain materials, what products they... Yes, there are a couple of shops down in London. Yeah, they're architectural modelling shops, and although you can go in there and get all your terrain making supplies, and I mean your flocks, all your scratch building materials, your tools, absolutely everything, the prices are through the roof. So you won't be buying your terrain making materials there. Unfortunately, no, what do you call it? The closest to any one single shop carrying the wide range of terrain making materials was Antonosity's workshop. They used to carry quite a wide range of scratch building materials and things from odds and ends. Yeah. And so it was a good place. But I have a feeling they're closing down, to be truthful. The last I heard with Antonosity's, workshop. There's no message. Now, don't take it as definitely that it's closing down just because I've said it on a live stream. I don't want to find out that they're not, and I've caused them a load of a load of problems. Who was it then I saw? Could have swore that I saw someone had got back to their unit. Ah, right, yeah. There it was. Yeah, they're still trading. They're just looking for another unit, I think. So you can still get stuff from Antonosity's workshop. Even good model shops are a rarity these days. Yeah. Right, JP saying Antonosities is indeed shutting down, but I haven't seen any actual official notice that they're shutting down. Just that, they may have to move to other premises. Yeah, Tam's saying Antonosities has been given notice to move out of their units by their landlord. So that's just a relocation. Yeah? So, I mean, they could move just down the road. So it doesn't mean they're out of business, you know what I mean? But Antonosities were always brilliant. Always brilliant for getting materials and stuff like that. Tell you what I did do. Yeah. Hobbycraft's expensive. Yeah, Hobbycraft is. Yeah. I did actually buy myself a little treat. The Flames of War book, Colours of War. I was watching Beasts of War when I was painting today. And as I was painting, they were talking about the Colours of War book. And I've always struggled painting military colours, knowing if it's the right green or what sort of, how were these ammo pouches done and all that sort of stuff. And I saw Warren flicking through it, yeah, and I thought, perfect, absolutely perfect. So I ordered myself one of those from the Beasts of War store.
Yeah.
Boo! The Flying Corbin.
Hi. I'll be back in.
Which kind of bookshops will sell your book? Don't know. Hobbytown USA. I would like that. I don't know yet, to be perfectly honest. It's not even something I've really looked into. I know there'll be a few sort of the regular wargaming stores that'll sell it. Yeah. Hello, boy.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good at the moment, how are you?
You're doing good in the moment.
Very sweaty, I just don't move to this.
Yeah, I am very sweaty at the minute, dude, sorry. It's because someone set the thermostat on 25 degrees.
Bloody hell. I have my window open in my room, so...
I'm not surprised at 25 degrees, to be
Oh
perfectly
no, I
honest.
just always have it open, so it's natural.
Yeah, well, you're a growing boy, aren't you? Your body temperature's like racked up as your metabolism's growing.
Yeah. So I've got my radiator all the way down, and my window open all the time. And only today realised that...
Yeah.
It was on one.
Yeah.
I only just remembered. I can still see Connor McManus donating.
No, yeah, from Connor from
7
before.
days ago. That was funny, that was.
It's the Corbin, it is. Jimmy's saying if you want a 5mm foam board and foam core, ask supermarkets for their signs. Yeah, certainly do. Everyone's going through all their cheap little bits. Jez, I can't find the name of the site right now. I will find it, but you might find info by looking up armies. If you're looking at the... Don't knacker me chair, dude.
I'm not knackering it.
Yeah, I think it's Kings, Knights and Hobbies. Yeah, who sell, who sell Dave's book. But I think Warlords sell it as well. What I might do is I might turn around and I might see if I can get my mate Warren over at Beasts of War to sell it over in the UK at their store. See if they'll take take a load of them. I think Warlord will be selling it as well. Because I'm curious about where it's going to be sold as well.
Dad, can I type something in chat?
What's that?
My name's spelled properly.
Oh, don't worry about it, mate.
Really nice.
Don't worry about
do
it,
you
mate.
understand how many different spellings I've had in my life of people spelling my name on like cards, like talking to me, and I'm like, his name's spelled Korbon, and I sit there and like.
Does it bother you, mate? Does it?
It does. It really does bother me.
How about when people try and pronounce your surname?
Oh no.
Bose. How many Boses have you had?
Cadets, that's...
Yeah, Bose. Yeah. It's Rose with a B. Pretty easy, isn't it?
I get a lot of boss.
Yeah, boss.
One time in Andorra, someone said Bose.
Yeah, Bose.
That was quite.
Yeah, and it's quite. It's like Rose with a B.
Yeah, but they had like a really dodgy E at the end.
Or they exaggerate the S into the boss.
Yeah, like Bose, and you're like, oh. Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. Get used to it, lad.
I couldn't have a name like John. You can't mispronounce John.
John. I might as well have called you Dave, had I?
Yeah, you can't mispronounce that. You can't go Darve. No one says
Darve.
that. No one says that ever. Whereas with my name, you never know how to pronounce it because it's the most odd name ever. Had to mess it up.
Right. Grem's got a question. This may have been answered. Is there a way to stop the fog clouding of superglue to clear plastic? That's actually the vapors sticking to it. Yeah. Generally,
James, is it pronounced Isted? Isted. Sorry, it's really Dad. Look at his surname. He said.
Yeah.
Cool. You think?
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel bad for you. I feel really bad.
Yeah, both do make excellent speakers. It's a distant relative. Very distant. Best way of stopping the fog and superglue is applying what's it called? Vaseline over the actual clear plastic. That'll stop it the vapors attaching to the plastic. Then afterwards just clean it off with hot water and a Q-tip. Time for a nickname. What's your nickname?
Don't really have one.
Do you not? No, I never. People struggle with nicknames with bows.
Yeah. Luckily.
It's pronounced Isted. Oh, okay. Isted. I see that.
Isted. I was flicking between the two.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I was wondering if you properly use the capital I. It's like a.
Whether you exaggerated the I.
Yeah, if you exaggerate the I or not.
Okay, do one quick one.
Nelthorpe.
Right. You should hear what my last name is often. No. Nellythorpe? Yeah, there's going to be Nellies there.
Nellythorpe.
Fred? Ironheart Artisans carries Dave's book. Yeah, they do. They do. And they'll probably carry mine. We grew up with both speakers over in the US, so we know the proper pronunciation. It's quite crazy, yeah, because both speakers is owned by an Indian. Yeah, because Bose is an Indian name.
Yeah.
But it's a German company, so everyone thinks Bose is a German name, and it's not. It's a Bengali name from Shamnagar. You know, it's often preceded by Kumar.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's not go back to him.
We used to get loads of American tourists trying to pronounce. Oh, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that.
I went on Wikipedia.
Saying that, yeah, you can turn around and go on about what you call it, American tourists trying to pronounce something. I was an English kid growing up in Wales, yeah, and we used to get English tourists come over, and I used to get embarrassed because the English people couldn't do the Welsh pronunciations. And Tubman has given a rise to a few funnies over the years. Bet it has. Moz is saying his nickname was Moz. That's an easy one though, isn't it?
Hey Dad, there was someone in our family called Chandra, wasn't there?
Chandra is another.
Like, I went to
Kumar, yeah, there's various names and stuff like that.
I went really far back to Wikipedia, and there's a dodgy Wikipedia page.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Let's not say it on here.
I know. I don't know what it's already in the. He's already in the Bart
Yeah,
Action
I know.
Rule Book.
Is he actually?
Yeah. He's a named character in the Bart Action Rule Book, and he was a boss as well.
Yeah, I know his whole backstory, buddy.
I mean, what do you call it? Really surprised me that he got into an argument with Gandhi.
At what point was that?
Well,
That's
actually, it was in the Indian National Congress, yeah. Whereas Gandhi wanted the British removed by peaceful methods, yeah, and he wanted the English removed from India via violent methods, yeah. So Gandhi hit him with a slipper.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, James is doing the Llanfair puck quick. Go get it. Go.
Oh no. Is that actually how you spell it?
I can't remember. Llanfair puck gwyn gilgiri go geri ki wind rob Willis antis go. Doesn't sound right.
Is that a town with a train station?
No, it's the white church, yeah, that by the river, yeah, that runs down past the railway station. Yeah, if you're wondering that, yeah, there's a big in the what you call it, that James has asked me to pronounce, yeah, and the Welsh village, that's actually Welsh for a white church, yeah. What is it again? Yeah, I'll Google. Llanfair puch gwyn go.
Go.
There we go.
How the hell did you get that?
How did I get it? Mate, no, do you see that?
Yeah.
Do you see there? That's the little village they're talking about. Do you see that little bit of blue there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I used to live with Nan.
Oh, fine. No, it's just how you Google is able to pick up that whole sentence and stuff like
And
that.
still could give me the Wikipedia link for Llanfair puch gwyn gil.
I was like, some guy put it in chat where it's actually spelled like.
No, there's a number of variations, to be truthful. I'm just trying to find out what it. The one.
Weird.
I'll literally translate. The name means the Church of St Mary, Llanfair, of the pool, the water, pool, of the white hazels. Then it wasn't white church then. Gwyngill, near Gogur, yeah. The rapid whirlpool. I said about the water coming down, didn't I? Yeah. Chewin a Drobble, yeah, and the Church of Sant'Icilio, yeah, of the Red Cave. I knew that. I thought it was red tiles. Oh, gosh. Llanfair puch Gwyngill, yeah, and the railway station. They are Llanfair puch.
Yeah, I thought there was a dodgy named station somewhere near there.
Yeah.
That's the one I want. That's.
Llanfair puch Gwyngill goger chwrn drobwrs Sant'Icilio go.
Let's give that another go.
Llanfair puch Gwyngill goger chwrn drobwrs Sant'Icilio go. Llanfair puch Gwyngill.
Sorry, guys, we're getting on a bit of a tangent here.
Somehow we've gone to Welsh.
We've gone to Welsh. Funniest thing I ever was David Tennant saying that town name. He had to learn it for a play, and I still can't say it correctly. And I had mates who lived there. We always used to call it Llanfair PG. Yeah, that's what we actually. Everyone on the actual island called it Llanfair PG. Because if you have a look, yeah, it's Llanfair. Yeah. P.
G.
Llanfair PG.
Fair enough. It's a lot shorter than.
Thank you, Rocky.
I'm trying to think.
Right. Let's have a look at the questions. I've had no more questions. We're just mingling now, so I think I'm gonna call it. Yeah, there's no point us just waffling on for the next half an hour if we've nailed the questions you got for me. So guys, you have rock videos coming. I am back in the studio this Thursday, so keep your eyes out for that, and keep your eyes on the social media for all the normal sort of posts and that sort of stuff. As always, if you've liked the show, yeah, links down below to send a tip. And in the meantime, guys, I'll see you soon on the channel, yeah?
That goes.
All the best, yeah? Ta-da.